Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up our house spreads for the next week in October. Got some sticker sheets here ready to go, as well as a few pens and watercolor creams, some washi tape, and some sticker books that I will pull from. This week, we're just going to jump right in and I'm going to try a technique using my watercolor cream to make a background for my top section. So I'm going to white out just the center lines, but I'm going to keep the other lines as they are. I don't think it's going to be too much to have those lines there. I'm just kind of fading to the background, but I did want to make sure that it felt like one big box or, you know, a big section for each day. So I'm going to go ahead and white out the lines with my Jelly Roll whiteout pen. And I'm also going to use just this really thin felt tip pen that I have to close up the boxes. So again, they look like long, tall boxes, but it is one big section. I also cut up a kitchen sponge because I didn't have everything I needed and some water in a glass container just to have some water on hand. My orange watercolor cream and a couple of Arteza brush pens in case I need to modify the color a bit. I have this laminated Tombow sheet that I'm going to use. I basically am adding a tiny bit of water here with my finger just to smooth out the watercolor cream and I'm sopping it up with the sponge. The reason I did that is because I wanted it to run on smooth, not feeling so much like a crayon, but more of a watercolor look. I didn't want to put a ton of water in there. I just want to have a real subtle amount of water so that it doesn't bubble up the page. I did this pretty well on the first side. On the second side, I put a little too much water, which you'll see, and the page started to bubble up a little bit. But I will say that once it dried, it pretty much went back to normal and flattened out pretty quick. So it wasn't, you know, where the page was ruined. I started on this side of the page too because I figured if I messed it up, I could always reprint it. But the other side has all of my designs from the previous week. So of course I mess up on the side where I can't really redo it. But like I said, once it dried, it came out okay, so no big deal. It's just a tiny bit. You can see a little bit of a wave, but nothing like in your face. So I'm just kind of using a technique to lay it down by swooshing it either vertically or horizontally, so it kind of has more of a kind of rustic paint style feel. And I'm just trying to clean up the areas there with my whiteout pen that got orange on top of it. The reason that I did the background is because I have these stickers that I wanted to use here that were all on an orange page. I've mentioned this before on another spread that I did with the yellow, but sometimes the Happy Planner puts stickers on top of a color. I don't know if they're just trying to make that more interesting to look at, but I don't know. I don't like just having like random color in a sticker that doesn't really tie into anything. I mean, it's not like we're putting it on orange paper. So I put it in the background just to help that fade a little bit away so that I could use the sticker. I'm also putting in the sidebar now, and I pulled a few stickers from the fitness sticker book. And I also am putting in my habit trackers from the wellness sticker box, which I no longer have in entirety, so I couldn't really show it to you in the beginning, but it's just one of the rolls that came in that box. I do have a link in the description below if it's still available. So now I'm going to start using some of these pumpkins that again have that orange outlining going on. And just this one quote that I pulled that says fall treats. I also pulled a bunch of colorful boxes to use for my workouts. The smaller boxes I pulled from I call it the Colorful Boxes Brights sticker book. I don't know if that's its official name, but it has more like a colored theme boxes in there, fully colored. And then the other ones came from the Colorful Boxes Monthly, which are usually white with an outline for the box. So I'm just grouping those two together on each day, trying to get into more of a workout routine, hoping that I can add on the video this week. I tried doing this a couple weeks ago. It lasted like maybe a day, maybe two if I was lucky. I'm gonna try again and try to get things going. This week I've been focusing in on my food, so next week hopefully I can add that extra bit of workout on there too, just to help get this health train back on track. So I'm gonna set it up for that, and that usually helps if I have it there in my face saying, you know, you need to be doing two things here, so that I don't have to leave anything empty. So I'm gonna lay those in. As you might know, Saturday is my rest day, so I don't have a box for that, but I do try to work out 6 days a week when I can. So I have that laid in. It went pretty smooth, and I was able to pull up the stickers pretty easily. Not sure if that was because of the stickers I used or because I have that kind of waxy watercolor coating now at the top that allowed me to move things around a little bit easier. So I just trimmed out these stat stickers that I pulled from the fitness sticker book. I just tried to line them up and cut them all at once. I do wish I would have looked at it a little bit more, because now all of the stats look like they're tilting down a little bit, at least in the beginning. I did a little bit better on the second set. I did like the idea of it being kind of trimmed and coming in and seeing how that looked. I've had these stat stickers there for a little while, and they're not my favorite, but because there was the black and the orange, I thought this would be a good opportunity to use them up. Also for my food log, what I decided to do was use some washi tape that I had, some thin washi, and bring in some pattern in this black and white kind of tone, just going with how the banners are at the top. So it's going to be fairly orange and black. And I'm just laying that down on the side and then trimming them out. So that looks good. I've got those laid in. And then I'm just going to use these asterisks here to denote where I'm going to put my total calories. This came out okay. It might have been better to move those to another location, but I did want to have a little area for my total calories. So next we're going to lay in some washi, and I pulled a bunch of different kinds of washi because, again, those banners have a lot of little, patterns and things, so I wanted to bring in more of that pattern around the spread. So I'm using my brand new cutting mat, which I got at Daiso, which is a Japanese dollar store, and I love it. It's small, and it makes it really easy to cut things in a straight line like the washi tape that you saw here. I did kind of veer off a little bit of the line at the end, so it does taper a bit. I just like that I can stick it down and trim it and use the lines to guide me, and then I can easily pull it right off of that. I don't know if the cutting mat is coated somehow or what, but stickers come off pretty easily too, so if you ever need to cut anything directly on it, it's pretty easy. So really love it. It's $1.50, can't beat that. So if you have a Daiso in your area, I suggest hitting that guy up. They have a lot of cool things that you can use that are very useful, and they do have a lot of stickers and things for like journaling and planning, so cool store. I have my initial line of washi tape in there, and now I'm just going to lay in a little bit more pattern here with some of this thin washi. Again, I really wanted to bring in the patterns from the flags at the top, so I'm just going to try to find ways to use some of this washi around the spread, but again, also keep things functional, which is a must for me. So I'm going to use this pretty densely polka dotted washi tape here at the bottom. And then do a little bit of layering here with this orange washi tape as well. And just doing some trimming around the areas. Trying to find ways to use it here in this sidebar as well, pulling in the patterns. I think I can get away with a little bit of this here, this polka dot one. Maybe a little bit of this orange here at the top on this sidebar area where I usually write my goals for the week. And basically once I get that in, we will be done, friends. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!